Hello, Christ Church. I wanted to take just a couple minutes and give you an update on annual conference. But first, before I do that, if you did not see my video from last week about annual conference, go ahead and hit the link and watch that video and then come back to this video. Otherwise, what I'm about to say might not make a whole lot of sense, okay? All right, well, let's go. Let's talk about annual conference. Let me give you an update, keeping in mind that there's going to be a more formal and full update at the next Administrative Council meeting, which happens on June 25th, right after the 11:15 service. You can attend that meeting, whether you're a member of Administrative Council or not. It's an open meeting, and you'll get that much fuller report than what I'm about to give you. So, annual conference did happen the Sunday night through Wednesday afternoon. Sunday night was what we expected. It was a vote for a disaffiliation for a lot of our churches. 280 some churches voted to leave the denomination. I want to tell you just how pleased and impressed I am with our bishop, Bishop Fairley, and conference leadership and staff for how they handled it. That vote and that time was handled with compassion and dignity and grace and respect. It was actually done in the context of a worship service, so we weren't just coming in and just voting. We were praying with and for each other. We were singing, and we didn't sound like a church that was about to go different ways at that moment. We sounded like God's people because we were, and friends, because we are. The vote was almost 9 out of 10 in favor of allowing the churches to disaffiliate, which really demonstrated a prevailing spirit that almost everybody really had, of whether you wanted to leave or you really wanted folks to stay, of a spirit of allowing people to be where they feel God calling them to be, and to have that service be a service of a blessing as you go. And that's what it was. That's what it was. It was sad. It was hard. It was awkward, but it was grace-filled, and I appreciate the way in which it was handled. So the next morning, we had opening worship, and the rest of annual conference. It was like a normal annual conference, and it felt and it was wonderful. I'm not sure if I've experienced a more hopeful, a more joyful, a more forward-looking and thinking annual conference than what we had this week. We did all the things we would normally do and celebrate as we proceeded through the 3 days together, and I think again that a lot of that goes toward the spirit of all of the delegates who came, but also the way our bishop and conference leadership have conducted themselves through this. I would reiterate that this it's a jarring number, that many churches leaving, but it has really no impact on Christ Church United Methodist. We're a connectional church. We're in a connectional system. We care. It matters to us. It's sad, but it doesn't change the way we're doing mission and ministry. Please hear that from me again. Also, a couple of you have reached out to me about an article that the Courier Journal did on annual conference and the disaffiliation, and I'm glad they covered it. It's a newsworthy thing. They should have covered it. I did write the reporter, though, because I was disappointed, quite honestly, that the reporter did not reach out to our bishop or our director of communications for any background or context or any quotes about what had happened. All the quotes were outside of our conference. In one case, way outside of our state, more of a quote from a national figure. So as you read that, if you read that, if it sounds a little confusing to you, that's why. There's just no context from our local leadership. As we go forward, just some of you who've been Methodists for a long time, and this is hitting it in a different way, like it is me, quite honestly. Just be reminded that we still have an annual conference, and we have a lot to figure out as a connectional church going forward. Bishop has teams looking at reconstituting districts of what our finances look forward and our missional priorities, and we're going to be figuring that out in the coming weeks and years. And as things happen, I'll be as faithful as I know how to be to keep you informed about all of that. In the meantime, let's just be reminded that our mission has not changed, and we're going to stick to what God is calling us to do. We're going to keep the main thing, and be who God is calling us to be. So friends, thank you for your attention. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes with me here today. I look forward to seeing you again. I love you, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.